My cherished child, the time for silence has ended. The moment for pretending not to see has passed. What you are about to witness is not just revelation. It is the unveiling of every hidden hand that has shaped your suffering behind the scenes. Someone you trusted is not who they claim to be. Their mask is slipping, and I am the one pulling it off. In these next moments, I will open your eyes to everything they never wanted you to know. I will expose what was said in shadows, what was done in silence, and why your soul has felt caged without knowing why. But I warn you, once you see the truth, you cannot unsee it. So stay, watch, listen, because your deliverance is coming, and nothing will ever be the same again. What you are about to witness, what you are about to learn, will transform your entire perspective. There is no more room for innocence, no more place for illusions regarding the goodness in every individual. There is someone in your life, a woman you once trusted wholeheartedly, someone you believed truly wished you well. She seemed to be a friend, a companion, someone who genuinely cared for you. She once allowed you to think a bond existed between you, that she supported you, that she sincerely wanted you to excel. Yet it was all an intricately choreographed performance. Her heart was never genuine. Beneath those gentle words, behind those seemingly authentic smiles, lay hidden motives you never detected. She is not as harmless as you believed. She deceived you, misled you, and subtly plotted to hinder your advancement, to keep you within her sphere of influence. While you thought you had a friend, she was quietly constructing walls around you in the shadows, ensuring you could never move beyond her imposed limits. She maintained your closeness not out of affection or respect, but because she understood that if you ever uncovered the truth, if you ever recognized her deeds, she would no longer hold power over you. She never desired you to transcend her reach. She led you to believe she was your ally, that she alone genuinely grasped your essence, so you would have no reason to question her. Yet, my cherished child, truth forever finds its path into the light. She cannot hide perpetually. What she has done in the dark will not remain concealed. The fabrications she spun, the plots she devised to retain control over you, they are all surfacing. Nothing can stay hidden when I choose to expose it. Ready yourself. When you finally grasp who has truly orchestrated the obstacles in your life, when you see her schemes in full clarity, you may feel overwhelmed. You could feel betrayed. You might sense your world collapsing around you. Still, my dear one, do not let this destroy you. Do not allow the anguish of awareness to diminish your resolve. The truth, no matter how harsh, is still the truth, and it is the only force that can liberate you. If you continue clinging to blind trust, if you keep letting yourself be manipulated by those unworthy of your faith, you will remain ensnared in this ongoing deceit. But if you dare to confront reality, if you summon the bravery to face the truth, regardless of its sting, you will acquire something beyond value: freedom. You are no longer the same person who could so easily be fooled. I have opened your eyes. I have shown you the signs. You already began sensing an unseen wrongness, a subtle indication that not everything is as it appears. Now, I confirm that your intuition was correct. Those initial suspicions, those moments where you suspected something was off but couldn't verbalize why, all of them were valid. But you must do more than recognize the truth. You must also act upon it. You cannot allow yourself to remain under her influence. You can no longer concede control to her manipulations. You cannot act as if nothing is amiss while I bring everything to your attention. You must stand up. You must set boundaries. You must choose to break free from her grip. She may attempt to hold you back. She may speak kindly in order to sow self-doubt. She may claim you have misunderstood or are overreacting. However, my beloved, do not allow her to sway you again. Do not let her perpetuate her fraud. Be ready for the moment you comprehend the truth, for it will change everything. You could lose a connection you once cherished, but you will gain liberation. You might endure rumors, but you will walk in honesty. You could feel briefly isolated, but you will no longer be ensnared by deceit. She convinced you she was your friend, someone who truly saw you, who sympathized with your celebrations and struggles. But in her core, her motives were never benevolent. She never longed for your success. As you persevered, she privately anticipated your downfall. As you battled hardship, she secretly rejoiced at your missteps. She did not support you. You simply failed to recognize it because she shrouded it so skillfully. But my dear one, her time has ended. Whatever she concealed in secrecy can remain hidden no longer. No person can preserve secrets indefinitely once truth's light begins to shine. No deceit can remain once I have dictated that it be exposed. Perhaps you sensed that something was not right. Maybe you had doubts yet lacked concrete proof, but you need not guess anymore. The evidence is here. What you have long suspected without confirmation now stands plainly before you. Look closely. Pay attention to the details you once disregarded. Words you once deemed authentic will now prove themselves false. Actions you believed were gestures of kindness will now reveal themselves to be calculated moves. What you never dared to challenge will now stand out with such clarity that you cannot deny it. Nothing remains hidden. Nothing can keep you in darkness further. My dearest child, realize this is not happenstance. It is no random occurrence. It is not an accidental glitch in your life's path. This is my intervention. This is the juncture I have arranged. This is the hour for you to be drawn from a vortex of deceit and guided into the brilliance of truth. I witnessed every instance from the start. I saw the moments you put faith in those unworthy of that trust. I observed your torment when you were betrayed, long before you even knew you had been betrayed. I beheld the impostors who adorned themselves with care, but harbored jealousy and sly intentions. I observed all that you could not, and that is why I have intervened. Do not label these events as coincidences. Do not reduce them to peculiar accidents. My hand orchestrates everything precisely in its right time. I permitted you a season of blindness, of puzzlement, so that when the truth would finally surface, you would appreciate its significance. Had you realized sooner, you might not have been prepared to accept it. Had it been uncovered while your heart still clung to her, you may have refused to believe. But now you possess the strength you once lacked. Now you can see what must be seen. Stand firm. Let not the pain of truth sway your course. Let not this discovery drag you into doubt or resentment. Truth does not come to harm you. It comes to free you. This you are witnessing is not a collapse but a reconstruction. What you interpret as a loss is actually purification. I am clearing away people who do not truly belong to you. I am slicing away toxic connections you failed to realize existed. I am eliminating what no longer fits your purpose, that you might step into richer, worthier destinies that are rightfully yours. You may feel wounded, you may sense disappointment, but, my beloved child, let this truth fortify you, not weaken you. Let this revelation serve as the stepping stone that elevates you to a fresh pinnacle in your journey. Let this vision teach you discernment, to notice a person's authenticity or treachery, light or shadow, true companions versus those who exploited you. My act of intervention carries a purpose. I do nothing pointlessly. I did not guide you to this place simply to make you suffer. I did not disclose these hidden truths without ensuring a grand compensation beyond the pain. You are being readied for a new era, one with no betrayers, no imposters, no one longing to keep you chained in darkness. My treasured child, do not fear. Do not let anxiety gnaw at you, nor let heartbreak halt your steps. This happening is not set to break you, nor to trap you in hopelessness. Quite the contrary, this is the instant of your release. This is when you escape those invisible shackles that have restrained you so long. The purpose of my disclosure is not to wound you, but to offer you liberation. What you see unfolding is not meant to add weight to your burden, but to illuminate that you are no longer bound. She held excessive power in your existence. Someone you once relied on, someone you deemed a friend, turned out to be a subtle manipulator, each moment stealthily steering you. She never overtly arrested your progress, yet she gradually guided your path so that you remained within her constraints. She wielded undue control over you, such that you were unaware some of your life choices were under her influence. She did not order you outright, nor did she bark commands. Instead, she cloaked herself in gracious words and apparently earnest deeds, spinning a careful web around you so you believed your decisions were your own. But in truth, she established boundaries you could not see, gently inserting ideas into your mind that you assumed were your own, though in fact, they originated from her. Her desire was not merely to be present in your world. She aimed to rule you. She did not just want you to succeed, but to succeed within parameters she supervised. The moment you displayed the possibility of liberating yourself, when you began aspiring bigger dreams, entertaining more courage, she panicked. She did all in her power to draw you back under her wing, ensuring you could not step outside the confines she had drawn. Her machinations extended beyond influencing you alone. She tampered with your blessings, the very opportunities meant to flow to you, the doors that should have opened. She maneuvered them to shut you out, not by direct conflict, nor by blatant obstruction, but by placing misgivings in you, prompting you to sabotage yourself. She whispered that you were still unprepared, that more time was necessary, that you needed to think more thoroughly. She instilled apprehensions in you, fears that, unbeknownst to you, were hers, not yours. Recall the moments of indecision, those times when you were on the cusp of moving ahead but inexplicably held back, when it felt as though some unknown force was restraining you. Reflect now. Such hesitance was not innate, but deliberately placed. These intangible chains were her design, building up bit by bit to ensure you would never breach her invisible boundaries. But my dear child, that chapter is closing. I will not let it continue. I have observed every detail, and I refuse to watch you suffer in captivity. This is your hour to break free. This is your moment to reclaim what was always yours. The gifts she deliberately stalled will no longer be withheld. What she tried to defer will now flood into your life, unstoppable and resilient. Prepare yourself, for the changes you await will come swiftly. Once a controlling power is dismantled, once a restraint is lifted, everything accelerates at a pace you would never expect. Doors that seemed sealed forever will soon swing wide. Those matters you presumed were beyond your readiness will become clear. You were in truth equipped for them all along. However, you must trust. You cannot allow her past manipulations to keep echoing within you. Do not let her subtle manipulations and negative insinuations persist in damaging your self-confidence. Do not let old wounds anchor you in your past. Do not let the sweetness in her voice, now or later, pull you back in. She may attempt to cling, she may try to offer explanations, to rationalize, or even to claim victimhood. But my beloved, do not be fooled any longer. After truth is made manifest, you can no longer act oblivious. When light has shattered the darkness, you cannot behave as if you remain blind. You see, you know, you must choose. Trust in what you see and what you perceive. Do not let anyone persuade you it's all a misunderstanding. Do not let anyone undermine your judgment. The evidence stands before you, validating the warnings you felt in your soul. Have courage. Keep moving with the understanding that you are no longer trapped. Remember, I cautioned you of this, that I prepared you for it. You are not as you once were. You are embracing a stronger, sharper, more resolute self. Those who never truly stood for you will fade. Whatever is not authentically yours will be removed. Yet you will carry on, free of captivity. A new chapter is unfolding, one liberated from manipulation and control, absent of those waiting for your downfall. This is a chapter forged in truth, in emancipation, in you becoming a transformed person, no longer misled by phony kindness, no longer stifled by harmful ties. I have witnessed it all. Step by step, I watched how she manipulated, how she covertly obstructed the blessings destined for you. She was not acting by herself. She enlisted others to join her conspiracies, distorting facts so that even your would-be allies would doubt you. I heard her guises, her methodical murmurs, the sinister words hidden beneath a facade of concern. She did not simply speak ill of you. She distorted reality, causing others to view you through a tainted lens. She avoided outright confrontation, too cunning to approach you head-on. Instead, she planted suggestions, quietly planting fake notions in others' heads, incrementally shaping their perception of you. She wove a labyrinth of falsehood so skillfully that the very individuals who once treasured you started seeing you differently, never quite comprehending where their doubts originated. She churned chaos and harm in your connections, causing you to face cold glances, dismissive statements, the alienation of those you once considered companions. She created suspicion in their hearts, filling them with cynicism, persuading them to approach you with distrust rather than warmth. In your daily environments, people who were once comforting turned eerily foreign. She never wished you to maintain close bonds. She never wanted you to be surrounded by unconditional support, for she realized that if you had steadfast allies, her power over you would vanish. She dreaded that genuine companionship, individuals who could lift you up, would diminish her command. Thus, she worked tirelessly to dissolve those essential connections. Consider the times when you felt lonely without comprehending why. Those episodes of isolation, as though nobody truly backed you. That was no accident. It resulted from her whispered deception. This is what happens when someone intentionally manipulates reality. When someone deliberately stains your reputation so people fear or withdraw from you. She could not bear the thought of you being loved wholly, absolutely. But my beloved, never forget, no one can plot against you without my awareness. No one can conspire in secret without me perceiving it. No falsehood can remain forever once I decide to shed light on it. Now her concealed deeds are surfacing. Those who were convinced by her will see their error. Those who abandoned you, tricked by her lies, will recognize the deceit. Those who withheld trust from you, never fully understanding why, will come to see their illusions unravel. Illumination will fall upon the falsehoods she constructed, and with truth revealed, everything she built collapses. My dear child, you may fear that irreversible harm has been done, that your relationships are irreparably fractured, that certain things cannot be restored. But, my cherished child, keep in mind, there is nothing too broken for me to redeem. I do not merely expose untruth. I also restore what was stolen. Bruised relationships can be revived. Those who were distant can come back. Those who disbelieved you can finally recognize the real you. And most importantly, you will no longer be vulnerable to her manipulations. This is the moment for you to emerge from deceit's shadows. This is when you release the weight of misunderstandings and the hurt she inflicted. This is when you reclaim your dignity to bring to light what she fought so zealously to bury. But my beloved child, note well, I do not reveal her wrongdoing so you may chase retaliation. I do not bring these truths out for you to loathe her. I act so you can be free. You need not debate or justify yourself. The truth itself will speak on your behalf. Those who must see it will see it. Those who must understand will do so. You need not stoop to engage in conflict, for I have already stood up to defend you. Stay grounded in truth. Do not allow grudges to take root in your soul. Do not let her actions steal your faith in humanity. Not everyone harbors deception. Not everyone's actions flow from jealousy or cunning. There are still those brimming with loyalty, sincere love, and hearts that are honest, waiting to journey beside you. Let me handle my part. Let me mend what was ruined. Let me restore what was forcefully taken. You must persist with trust, with calmness, letting the truth lead you to where you are meant to be. You have broken free. What she tried to safeguard, what she strove to keep from you, is now moving toward you. That which was obstructed is returning in full measure. What was postponed is now rushing forward to meet you. See for yourself with unobstructed vision. Listen with your own ears. No longer will you wrestle with vague gut feelings or intangible suspicions. Truth stands boldly before you, exposed and undeniable. Everything once concealed, once wrapped in shadow, will now be laid bare, free of darkness to cover it. When that time arrives, when every suspicion you harbored becomes reality, prepare your heart. Refuse to be unsettled. Do not permit even a tinge of doubt. Do not surrender to the final illusions of falsehood. Ready yourself, for what lies ahead could stun you. The words you hear may render you silent. You may think you lived in a realm of illusions where authenticity was manipulated to the extent that you could no longer discern genuine friends from those who only wore a mask. You may feel awakened from a lengthy slumber, realizing your foundations were not entirely as you once perceived. And yet, my dear one, never allow it to devastate you. Never let these breakthroughs push you into chaos. The opposition will not gently release its hold. It has governed your thoughts for too long, held your mind in its grips far too extensively. The second I illuminate these truths, it will try to confuse you, to make you mistrust your clarity, to suggest, maybe I exaggerated. Perhaps it's not as dreadful as it appears. Perhaps my viewpoint is skewed. It will attempt to tell you you are oversensitive or that you lack full details. But my cherished child, I declare, do not be taken in. Do not return to that pit of uncertainty. Truth remains absolute, whether you accept it or not. You need nobody's approval to confirm it, because you will see it for yourself. You need no clarifications from another, for you will hear their actions and words directly. Do not allow anyone to dismiss your perception as fantasy, nor let anyone manipulate your own clarity. You may discover a harsh betrayal from individuals you once placed confidence in, revealing levels of treachery you never foresaw. You may discover that what you assumed was friendship, closeness, even profound connection, was only a bond formed of false motives. People to whom you once disclosed your deepest vulnerabilities, who you believed wholeheartedly, may prove they were never as devoted as you had thought. Still, my beloved child, do not let it devour your faith in yourself. Do not believe you erred by extending love, by having faith. You were not mistaken in showing kindness or sincerity. But I am lifting you higher, where those who do not belong in your story cannot join you. I am stripping harmful relationships from your life, so you are no longer influenced by those who want to confine you, who wish to keep you tethered. This is not a subtraction from your life, it is your deliverance. Recall that I never open your eyes to wound you, but so you can walk unshackled. Do not doubt my purpose. Do not be taken in by counterfeit tears, rationalizations, or last-minute pleas. After witnessing the truth, let it remain unhidden. Once you see illusions as lies, never allow anyone to disguise them anew. The enemy is aware its reign is waning, that these secrets cannot remain locked away now that exposure has arrived. Consequently, it seeks to muddy the water. It will make you question if you have erred, if departing is the correct choice, if you are overreacting. It will gnaw at you with guilt for separating from contaminated alliances, painting you as the villain. Yet, my beloved child, do not forget, you owe them nothing. No silence when they wronged you, no loyalty to those who betrayed you, no forgiveness if they have shown no remorse. This is your crossroads. Choose between reality and falsehood, between autonomy and imprisonment, between luminosity and darkness. I have cleared a path and shed light upon it. All that remains is for you to proceed. But do not doubt or hesitate. You have seen, you have listened, and now you must move. Keep a firm stride, for I have prepared you. Cling to the clarity I've granted, for I am showing you each next step. Do not look behind, for what lies before you is superior to anything you leave behind. Embrace this truth and journey forward in certain faith that you have transcended deception. Always remember I foreshadowed this, that this moment would come. You are no longer the individual you used to be, now embracing a wiser, more resolute self. Those who never genuinely sided with you will vanish, and all that doesn't suit you will be stripped away. Yet your path continues, and you walk it freely. This heralds a fresh start, where you are neither manipulated nor dominated, where ill-wishers no longer orbit you, watching for your downfall. It begins a chapter anchored in honesty, unveiling a new you, unmoored from duplicitous smiles and unburdened by toxic dynamics. I witnessed everything, every nuance of her scheming and secrecy, how she persistently blocked the favor destined for you. She was not acting by herself. She enlisted others to join her conspiracies, distorting facts so your potential allies would hesitate to help you. I heard her whispering, her cunning attempts, her poisonous half-truths disguised as concern. She told these to whomever would listen, twisting people's understanding of who you truly are. She was never overt. She was far too shrewd. Rather than open attacks, she planted suggestions of doubt, causing those around you to gradually think ill of you, without explicitly forcing them. She spun a web so insidious that allies turned suspicious, never quite recognizing the source of their misgivings. She sowed turmoil. She demolished your friendships, forcing you to bear frosty remarks and distant stares from individuals you believed you could trust. She inspired misgivings in their hearts, filling them with negativity, pushing them to see you with skepticism instead of loyalty. She wanted you to walk in a space once comfortable, but now unrecognizable. She desired to bar you from genuine, unwavering relationships, because if you discovered authentic support, she would lose all sway over you. My dear child, do you recall the spells of lonesomeness you experienced, with no clear reason why? Those phases of being misunderstood, as though nobody could truly empathize, were not coincidences. They were the result of the rumors and stories she spread. Such is the effect of carefully crafted lies. It builds an isolating barrier around you. She could not stomach the idea of you being wholeheartedly loved and accepted. But remember, nobody can form an alliance against you without my permission. Nobody can orchestrate evil and secrecy without me perceiving it. No fabricated story can endure indefinitely after I resolve to tear down the mask. And now, every seed she planted in darkness is laid bare. Those who once took her words as truth will see the actual storyline. Those who turned a blind eye toward you because they swallowed her falsehoods will realize they were duped. Those who found themselves pulling away from you without fully comprehending their reasons will piece together how they were skillfully misled. The light will shine upon every false narrative, and her empire of deception will fall to pieces. My beloved child, perhaps you believe things have gone too far, that irreparable damage has been done to your personal ties. Yet never forget, I restore what is broken. I do not merely unearth hidden deeds. I make amends for what has been lost. Bruised relationships will be healed. Those who were once distant will return. Those who doubted you will come to see who you truly are. And most importantly, you will no longer be affected by her manipulation. This is your invitation to depart the darkness of lies. This is when you shed the baggage of unverified accusations, of scars inflicted on you by her hand. Here begins your journey to reclaim the honor she fought so zealously to obscure. But my dear child, never forget, I have not exposed her to fuel vengeance. I did not lay bare her twisted ways for you to despise her. This is so that you may be delivered. There is no need for disputes or validations. There is no necessity to prove yourself. Let the truth, luminous and potent, stand on its own. Those in need of enlightenment will naturally gain it. Those needing confirmation will find it on their own. Resist lowering yourself to her battleground, for I have already intervened on your behalf. Remain unwavering in what you now recognize. Let no bitterness or spite nest in your heart. Refuse to allow her malice to rob you of hope in others. Not everyone wields envy or cunning. Some remain faithful, brimming with love and empathy, eager to walk with you on this path. Allow me to complete my mission. Let me repair what was ruined. Let me restore what was lost. You do not need to worry. Simply persist in your trust, in the stillness of knowing truth, until you arrive where I am leading you. You have escaped. What she attempted to shield, what she strove to deny you, draws near. The blessings she withheld from you will return. That which was delayed will hasten toward you. Observe now, seeing with unobscured sight. Hear now, listening with awakened ears. You will no longer rely on fleeting sensations of discomfort or unexplained premonitions. The truth stands exposed, raw, and verifiable. Whatever was hidden, however meticulously cloaked, now lies in plain view, stripped of every shadow. As you confront this realization, once your suspicions are confirmed, do not yield to disturbance. Do not let your certainty be shaken by any final illusion. Strengthen your heart, for the imminent revelations might stun you. The words spoken may temporarily steal your own voice. You might sense that your previous life was built on illusions so massive you are no longer sure who stood with you and who pretended. You could feel as though awaking from a deep trance, seeing that what you once believed was not wholly genuine. Yet, my beloved, do not let it decimate you. Do not let it crush your spirit. The adversary does not easily relinquish control. It has governed your mind and your life for too long. Once truth emerges, it will unleash confusion in your thoughts, prompting you to question if you have overreacted, if things are really that bad, if you misunderstood. It will try telling you that maybe you are being dramatic, that you don't see the full picture. But my beloved child, do not let these whispers deceive you. Never allow yourself to be pulled back into that haze. Truth remains truth, no matter who denies it. You do not need external validation, for you see the evidence plainly. There is no requirement for another's clarification. The misdeeds and manipulations are now unmistakable. Reject those who say you are imagining things or that your analysis is off base. Protect your clarity. You have seen with your own eyes. Now refuse to be swayed. You may be forced to see some of your confidants display betrayals you never envisioned. You may grasp that relationships you valued deeply were based on false motives from the start. Even those you entrusted with your heart, your greatest vulnerabilities, might reveal insincerities you did not detect. But my dear child, resist doubting yourself. You were not incorrect in offering kindness or trust. Your mistake was not loving with sincerity. Yet I am leading you to higher ground where manipulative individuals cannot reach. I am severing dangerous bonds from your life, ensuring none remain to hinder you. This is not your loss, it is your emancipation. Recall that I did not open your eyes to cause you distress, but so you could be truly free. Do not misconstrue my intent. Do not fall for false sob stories, excuses, or last-ditch attempts at apologies. Once the truth has entered your consciousness, do not hide from it again. Once illusions stand exposed, do not let anyone veil them once more. The enemy knows its time is up, that concealment is no longer possible, so it will persist in chaos. It will strive to plant guilt, urging you to think you are at fault for cutting ties, branding you unkind. But my beloved, remember, you owe no obligations to those who wronged you, no silence for those who injured you, no alliance to those who broke your trust. It is time to choose what is genuine over what is fabricated, to pick liberty over bondage, to step into the light and away from darkness. I have cleared your way, revealing all that was hidden. You only need to walk forward now. Do not pause or reconsider. You have seen the truth, you have heard enough. It is time to act. Be confident. I have set everything in readiness. Look to the clarity I provided. Do not glance back at what was. Ahead lies a far better life than anything you leave behind. Take up the truth. Continue on, sure of your redemption from deceit. Do not forget, I told you this day would arrive. You have grown mightier, with keener discernment. Those who never wished you well will vanish like a memory, and everything mismatched with your calling will fade. Still, your journey persists, and you walk liberated. This is the dawn of something new. A life free from forceful grips and manipulative words, free from watchers waiting on your downfall. It is a chapter of sincerity, of unshackling, of becoming the newer version of you, no longer tricked by feigned niceties, no longer held by suffocating ties. I saw it all, each piece of her intricate plan, how she consistently blocked the blessings assigned to you. She did not act alone. She involved others in her manipulations, twisting reality so that people meant for your aid became uncertain. I listened to her cunning talk, her clever subterfuge, the noxious hints disguised as concern. She offered these stories to whomever would listen, distorting your image repeatedly. She was never direct. She was too calculating. Instead of obvious attacks, she planted hints, letting others slowly grow suspicious of you without pressing them overtly. She spun a cunning labyrinth of deception until close allies felt confusion, no longer fully aware why they doubted you. She stirred upheaval. She fractured your bonds, leaving you to confront frosty stares and cutting remarks from those you trusted. She fueled their wariness, covering them with negativity so they'd view you through skeptical eyes instead of warmth. She forced you into places once secure, but now oddly alien. She intended to cut you off from genuine, loyal friends, for if you had real supporters standing by, her hold would break. My dear child, do you remember those lonely moments you could not explain? Those times you felt unrecognized or misunderstood? They did not arise at random. They trace back to her well-plotted lies. When falsehood is disseminated with subtlety, it creates an unseen barrier, preventing others from drawing near. She abhorred the thought of you being cherished wholeheartedly. Yet I tell you, no plan can proceed unless I allow it. No conspiracy can remain outside my knowledge. No cunning half-truth can stay hidden once I decide to strip it away. And now her shadowy strategies lie exposed. Those who believed her twisted tales will come to see who you really are. Those who drifted from you due to her false accusations will realize they were deceived. Those who found themselves doubting you for uncertain reasons will grasp the manipulations behind their doubts. My truth will pierce every lie she built, tearing down what she painstakingly erected. My beloved child, you may think the destruction she caused is beyond repair, but never forget I am the restorer of everything broken. I do not merely reveal wrongdoing, I also heal and return what was unjustly stolen. Connections you thought ruined can revive. Those once cold can become warm again. Those who mistrusted you may rediscover your true nature. Above all, you will be free from the pull of her manipulation. This calls you from the shadows of untruth. This invites you to relinquish every misunderstanding, to set aside every wound she created. It is the moment to reclaim your dignity, shining a light on what she tried so fiercely to hide. However, my precious child, keep in your heart that I have no desire for you to be vengeful. I have not spotlighted her behavior for you to hate her. I have done this because your freedom matters. You needn't argue or defend yourself. Truth itself stands as testimony. Whoever needs to see will see. Whoever needs to know will know. You should not descend to her level or fight on her terms. I stand in your defense. Stay steady with the truth you know. Do not let hostility poison your spirit. Do not let her betrayals shatter your faith in humankind. Not all hearts are dark. Some remain genuine, filled with loyalty and grace, ready to support you. Walk with them in unity. Permit me to continue what I began. Allow me to rebuild what was destroyed. Allow me to restore what was taken. Your charge is to stand in faith, to remain tranquil, and trust where the truth leads you. You have stepped beyond her snare. What she endeavored to obscure, what she fought to keep from you, rushes to your side now. Anything she delayed will no longer be held back. Her blockade has lifted. Look around you now, with awakened vision. Listen carefully now, with ears attuned. You do not need guesses or hunches. The truth is laid out before you, unguarded and obvious. Everything she sought to mask cannot remain hidden any longer. When the moment arrives, when all your suspicions are validated, do not tremble. Refuse to let your mind swirl with confusion. Do not bow to the deceit's final attempts. Brace yourself, for you might stand amazed at how thoroughly your world was twisted. You may falter for words when confronted with the sheer scale of these illusions. Perhaps you will realize you barely recognized who truly supported you and who only wore friendly masks. Maybe it feels like you emerged from a spell, finally seeing the difference between real and fake. And though it may startle you, do not allow it to dismantle your essence. Do not collapse under the weight of clarity. Your foe will not relent easily. It has entrenched itself too firmly in your past and mind. When the light exposes its deeds, it will try to muddle your perspective, whispering that maybe you misread things, maybe it's not so bad, or that you're making much ado about nothing. It will try to brand you as the one who is overreacting. But I insist, do not be swayed by that voice. Stand your ground in what is clear. Never let vague reasoning lure you back into old traps. Truth is fixed, whether believed or not. You do not need anyone else's word to confirm it. You have personally witnessed the actions, heard the words. Reject anyone who tries to frame it as imagination or exaggeration. Guard the clarity you have achieved. Refuse to give it up. You might see individuals you relied on turning against you in unimaginable ways. You could find that relationships you thought were formed on genuine bonds were superficial, driven by self-interest. People who used to hear your confessions and see your vulnerability may show a side that contradicts everything you believed about them. But my dearest child, do not let that extinguish your self-assurance. You did not err in bestowing trust. You were not naive to show kindness. Nevertheless, I am elevating you to a realm they cannot reach, so their manipulations no longer bind you. I am cutting harmful connections, ensuring they cannot harm your progress. This is not a loss, it is deliverance. Recall, I have never exposed you to the truth simply to harm your heart. I show it so you can walk as someone truly unshackled. Question me not. Do not be deceived by phony tears, attempts to justify or please arriving too late. Having witnessed the facts, do not feign blindness. Having identified a lie, do not pretend it was truth. The enemy perceives its final hour and will use every tactic to bewilder you. It will attempt to spark your remorse for liberating yourself, urging you to remain loyal to toxic bonds. Yet, dear child, you owe them nothing. They do not deserve your silence after the pain they caused. They do not deserve your devotion after betraying your trust. They do not deserve forgiveness if no genuine remorse is shown. Stand at this decisive fork between truth and deception, freedom and bondage, light and dark. I have cleared your journey ahead, providing all the answers. Now simply step forth. Hesitate no more. You are no longer uninformed. You have heard, you have seen. Go forth. Know that I have aligned everything in your favor. Focus on the clarity you have gained, and do not look back. Your future is brighter than anything that came before. Reach for this truth and walk forward confidently, assured you have left falsehood behind. I forewarned you, so this day would not catch you off guard. You are stepping into a stronger, more discerning version of yourself. All who never truly cared for you will drop away. Everything that doesn't serve you will be removed. Yet you will carry on and you will remain free. This signals a new start, a life without oppression, absent any figure waiting for you to slip. It unfolds a story of veracity, a season of pure emancipation, revealing a revitalized you, no longer fooled by welcoming faces concealing poison, no longer trapped in binding liaisons. I observed the entire process, including every plan she devised to obstruct you. She did not work alone. She enlisted others, spinning distorted narratives so those meant to help you grew hesitant. I listened to her subtle remarks, her strategic allusions, and her venom couched in concern. She repeated these rumors to all willing to hear, contorting their understanding of you. She avoided direct confrontation, relying on sneakiness. Instead of blatant attacks, she laid seeds of doubt, letting them germinate so people questioned you without clearly knowing why. She created a detailed structure of deceit so that even your allies began to look at you differently, unsure of the true cause of their change in attitude. She ignited this storm. She severed your ties, leaving you to endure suspicion and harsh words from those you counted as friends. She sowed uneasiness among them, painting you in an unfavorable light, prompting them to replace trust with doubt. You were left drifting where once you felt at home. She wanted you distant from those who might have stood firmly by your side, for that would reduce her dominion over you. My child, remember those episodes of loneliness that seemed unexplainable? Recall the times you felt marginalized, like no one understood you? It was not a fluke. Her contrived accusations were the cause. That is what carefully fabricated untruth does. It builds an invisible fence. She wanted you to remain unloved, uncertain, and ultimately more vulnerable to her control. But there is no scheme beyond my sight, no malevolence beyond my reach. No lie endures after I dispel it. And this is the day of revelation. All who believed her are beginning to see your innocence. All who turned their backs due to her tactics are realizing they have been misled. All who found themselves wary of you for no reason are understanding they were manipulated. Every untruth stands uncovered, shaking the foundation of her carefully built tower. My dear child, you could think it's too late to salvage what was broken. But my beloved, nothing is irredeemable for me. I not only expose wrongdoing, but restore what was unfairly taken or harmed. Relationships can be rebuilt. People who distance themselves can come back. Those who doubted you can see you for who you really are. Most importantly, you will not be entrapped by her designs any longer. This beckons you out of deception's gloom. This is your chance to release every hurtful rumor, every self-doubt she inflicted. It marks the time you retrieve your self-worth and bring to light all that she labored to suppress. But be mindful. I did not do this to encourage your bitterness. I did not reveal this so you would seek revenge. I brought truth to ensure your liberation. You do not need to engage in feuds or to force others to see your side. The truth on its own is powerful enough. Those who need to become aware will naturally discover it. Those who need clarity will receive it in due time. You need not stoop to her level, for I stand in your defense. Remain unshaken in your knowledge. Do not let anger infect you. Do not let her betrayals steal your capacity to trust others. Not everyone hides ulterior motives. Not everyone is driven by envy or a scheme. Many people stand ready to be faithful and loving as you move onward. Let me complete what I started in your story. Let me fix what was torn. Let me give back what was taken from you. All I ask is that you keep faith, that you rest in the truth until I lead you to where you should be. You have won your freedom. What she tried to barricade, what she shielded, will now reach you in abundance. Nothing she obstructed can remain blocked. What she delayed will swiftly come. Now open your eyes, truly open them, and look around. Now open your ears, fully open them, and listen. No more must you rely on intangible inklings or half-formed surmises. Authenticity is right here in front of you, plain and unmistakable. All that was cunningly hidden is disclosed, beyond any cloak of darkness. So when the moment comes, when every inkling is proven valid, stand firm. Don't falter or abandon your sense of reality. Don't succumb to the final attempts of deceit to spin you in circles. Prepare yourself, because you may be awestruck by how deeply illusions ran. The truths you learn might leave you speechless. You could feel like everything you believed was manipulated to the point you didn't know who was sincerely for you and who was not. You could feel like you awoke from a dream, seeing the actual differences between truth and falsehood. However, never allow it to break you. Never let this clarity destabilize your footing. The enemy will not withdraw calmly. It has prevailed in hiding for too long. The instant its works are laid bare, it will scramble your thoughts, prompting you to doubt the severity, to blame yourself, to believe maybe you are the one misunderstanding. It will urge you to consider yourself over-emotional, prone to exaggeration. But dear child, I say again, do not be deceived. Stand steadily in what you know to be true. Do not return to old illusions. Truth remains, even if no one believes it. You are eyewitness to it. You need no one else to interpret it for you. Reject those who claim you are imagining or blowing things out of proportion. Keep your newfound clarity intact. You may witness individuals you once relied on turning into strangers with hidden motives. You may see that certain attachments you believed rock solid were, in fact, fragile illusions rooted in convenience. Those you confided in, trusting them with your deepest pains, may show sides you never thought possible. But my dear child, do not let that stain your view of yourself. You were not wrong to trust, not wrong to be kind. I am instead lifting you to a vantage point beyond their manipulation. I am dismantling these damaging ties. You are not losing anything valuable. You are escaping a snare. Know that I never reveal truth simply to hurt you. I expose it so that you may be free. Do not question my ways or yield to last-minute pleas. You have seen it for yourself, so you cannot unsee it. Once illusions are ripped away, do not let them be woven again. Your adversary recognizes its end is near, so it thrashes about, determined to rattle you. It will lay guilt upon you, saying you are cruel for walking away. But my child, you owe it nothing. You have no responsibility to remain loyal where there was betrayal. You are not bound to silence or illusions. You must now embrace truth fully. Resist falsehood. Choose the path of freedom and truth. I have illuminated everything, placed your feet on a cleared path. Walk through it without hesitation. Your sight is restored. Your hearing is sharpened. Act, for I have laid it all in place. Cling to the lucidity I have granted you. Never turn back, for what awaits you is far greater than what you leave behind. Hold fast to this revelation and press forward, convinced you have escaped the shadows of deceit. Remember, I cautioned you ahead of time. Your mind has grown in strength. Your spirit has matured in wisdom. Those who were never truly loyal will fade from your life. All that fails to align with your purpose will be stripped away. You will continue onward, and you will do so as a free soul. This ushers in a new era. A realm in which you are not manipulated or steered like a pup where no watchers lie in wait, hoping for your misstep. It signifies a life of sincerity, of absolute freedom, of a newly awakened version of yourself, no longer swayed by pleasant voices, disguising venom, no longer trapped in cycles of oppression. I have seen the entire pattern, including every intricacy she used to obstruct you. She brought others into her plots, warping reality so they would question supporting you. I listened to her sly insinuations, her carefully veiled toxins disguised as caring advice. She spread these twisted stories wherever she could, maligning your character as she went. She was too crafty to confront you directly. Instead, she masterminded suggestions, letting them fester until even those closest to you felt a twinge of suspicion. She built a fortress of untruth that overshadowed everyone's view, so even your allies looked upon you strangely, not fully comprehending the origin of their doubts. She ignited turbulence. She severed the ties around you, bringing forth a flood of harsh remarks and frigid demeanors from those you once trusted. She infused mistrust, overshadowing their initial warmth with skepticism. Places once comforting turned alien. She never intended you to have a stable ground with steadfast supporters, for such a foundation would diminish her authority. My child, you must recall those moments of alienation that left you puzzled, the times you felt an inexplicable gulf from people who once understood you. They were not accidental. These illusions were the fruit of her cleverly planted accusations. A lie repeated often and subtly can create a barrier few can see. She wished to isolate you, to preserve her control. Yet no matter how thorough her plan, none of it eludes me. No secret can stay covered once I resolve to disclose it. Now the truths she hid come into the open. Those she swayed with her words are waking up to your innocence. Those who withheld their support for you now recognize how cleverly they were misled. Those who inexplicably doubted you are aware they were caught in her snare. All that was disguised stands revealed, undermining her constructed facade. My dear child, you might suspect too much has been lost, that no restoration is possible. But remember, I am the God who revives and restores. I do not merely display evil, I also correct its damage. What was fractured can be repaired. Those who withdrew can approach you again. Those who questioned your integrity can discover it afresh. Above all, you will not fall prey to her manipulation again. This calls you into the light, away from falsehood's gloom. This is where you drop every misunderstanding, every slash of pain she inflicted. It is your opportunity to reclaim your worth, shining a spotlight on her hidden works. But bear this in mind. I never intended for you to repay evil with evil. I did not bring these revelations so you would despise her. I brought them so you could be truly free. No argument is needed. No vindication is required. Truth speaks in its own thunder. Those who need it will recognize it. Those who search will find it. You must rise above the mudslinging. I have already claimed victory on your behalf. Remain steadfast in your convictions. Let no bitterness dwell in your heart. Do not let her wrongdoing make you fearful of trusting again. Not everyone is she. Not everyone is motivated by envy and manipulation. Loyal and genuine hearts still abound, prepared to walk with you in faith and friendship. Allow me to finish my work in you. Permit me to piece together what was shattered. Permit me to return what was snatched from your hands. Your part is to believe, to rest in quiet reliance, to follow as I direct. You have escaped her grasp. Everything she tried to keep from you, everything she prevented from reaching you, is now being unleashed. All the delays are canceled. Stand in awe now, with your eyes unclouded. Listen, truly listen, with your ears open. You no longer need guesses or half-true impressions. Everything stands in undeniable clarity. Nothing remains shrouded by her designs. Thus, when the proof is irrefutable, when your feelings become facts, do not quiver with fear. Discard the final illusions. Reject the last murmur of deception trying to pull you back in. Steel yourself, as the revelations may amaze you with their depth and scope. Perhaps your first reaction is a speechless shock at how thoroughly your world was contrived. Maybe you will realize you never knew certain people's true faces. It might be akin to waking from a dream, seeing the real nature of what surrounds you. Even so, you must not let it crush you. Stand tall. The adversary will not willingly hand you over. It has exerted force too long, rooting into your life. When the truth is fully unveiled, it will do its utmost to confuse and blur your perception, to pretend that maybe you were mistaken, or that your reaction is excessive, or that you are missing some perspective. But do not heed these claims. Cling to the truth as you see it plainly now. You have no reason to revisit lies and illusions. Truth is immovable, however many disclaimers people voice. You need not validation from them. You directly observe the facts. Refuse to let them recast your reality as mere figments of your imagination. You may see close acquaintances shifting to behaviors you never predicted. You could unearth a reality that many alliances were built on fragile illusions of convenience. Those who once willingly listened to your innermost pains might display an unfamiliar side that leaves you reeling. Still, dear child, guard your esteem. You did nothing wrong in extending trust and kindness. You did not err in assuming sincerity in others. But now I am lifting you out of their reach, away from their manipulations. I am purging these damaging influences from your midst. This is not the painful loss it may appear. It is genuine liberation. Remember always, I show you these truths to open the path for your freedom. I do not do it to break your spirit. Do not yield to last-minute tears or confessions. You have come face to face with reality, so let it remain unmasked. Once illusions are gone, do not allow them to resurface. Your enemy realizes it cannot hide and will fight with everything left. It will stir guilt in your heart, pressuring you to remain in the old patterns. But my beloved child, I remind you again, you owe nothing to those who inflicted harm, who twisted your trust, who withheld repentance. This is the time you dedicate yourself to truth. Let pretense be cast aside, embrace liberty. When I tear the veil away, no force can block your future steps. Proceed in that knowledge. You fully see, you fully hear. Act upon it confidently. Grip the clarity I have bestowed. Do not long for the past, for your future far surpasses it. Advance into truth's embrace, assured you have conquered deception. Reflect on my warning. I told you what would unfold. You have become sturdier, more discerning. Those with ill will fall away from your life. All that fails to benefit you will be pruned. You will keep walking, and you shall walk freely. This is the threshold of a new dawn. You will not be swayed or manipulated. No watchers wait to gloat at your downfall. It is a realm of honest living, of complete freedom, of a reborn version of you. One who no longer allows sweet words tinged with poison to hold sway, who no longer accepts bondage as normal. I watched each step, observed all the ways she tried to impede you. She assembled cohorts to help her alter others' perception. I heard her sly remarks, her underhanded insinuation, her malicious seeds dressed as concern. She repeated her stories to every ear that would listen, steadily warping their view of who you are. She was too shrewd for a direct attack, building small seeds of suspicion that multiplied until friends turned uncertain of you. She crafted a massive facade. She kindled conflict. She fractured your circle, leaving you to face hardened hearts and biting words from former friends. She injected skepticism, overshadowing the trust they once held. Your comfort zone was stripped away. She did not want you forming strong bonds, for true allies would threaten her grip on you. My beloved, think back to those hours you spent feeling alone and adrift. They weren't random. They originated from the calculated untruths she floated. Each lie formed another barrier between you and those who might have supported you. She took pleasure in your isolation, maintaining control thereby. But let me be clear, she never acted outside of my awareness. No cunning approach succeeds outside my permission. And once I declare it must end, everything comes to light. Those who accepted her stories will realize you were the victim of her schemes. Those who withdrew their loyalty will see how they were played. Those who silently feared you will understand it was all a mirage. My light dismantles her illusions, and her constructed fortress collapses around her. My dear child, you may fret over the seemingly irreparable damage, yet I am the one who rebuilds. I not only display deceptions, I bring healing to the wounds inflicted. That which broke can be fixed. Those who left you in confusion can approach you again with clear eyes. Those who questioned your integrity can stand corrected. Above all, you need not worry about her controlling you anymore. This is the call to leave the domain of untruth. This moment asks you to dismiss her words that bruised your spirit. It is your turn to reclaim dignity, to tear apart the darkness she layered over you. Still, know you do not see her downfall, so you can retaliate. I did not show her schemes for you to detest her. I revealed them so you would be unbound. There is no need to prove yourself. Truth does not lack a voice. Those who seek it will find it. Those who must be convinced will see my hand at work. You do not need to meet her in a fight. I have already taken up your cause. Stand unwavering in your truth. Reject malice in your heart. Do not let one person's evil overshadow your faith in humanity. Some remain steadfast and genuine, able to love and support you fully. Walk with them. Allow me to fulfill my plan. Allow me to restore what was stolen. Allow me to gather what was broken. Simply stay faithful. Walk in peace, letting truth guide you. You have stepped out of her domain. No longer can she restrain the blessings that are yours, nor withhold what you deserve. Everything she denied returns to you in full measure. Look around with open eyes. Listen with renewed ears. Do not rely on intangible suspicions anymore. All is laid out, unquestionably real. Her illusions have been dispelled. Nothing remains hidden in her shadows. So when reality hits, and you see that every suspicion was on point, I ask you not to be alarmed. Do not second-guess yourself. Do not give in to one last wave of lies. Fortify your heart, for you might be taken aback by the scale of what was constructed to deceive you. You could experience shock upon realizing how many illusions shaped your life. You may feel like you emerged from a dream, noting how thoroughly everything was disguised. Yet please do not let it unbalance you. Do not let it sink you into despair. Your enemy will not step aside gently. It lodged itself firmly over your life. But when I shine my light, it scrambles to rewrite the narrative. Perhaps you misunderstood, perhaps you overreacted, or perhaps you lack all the facts. Do not give these ideas an opening. Hang on to what is plainly revealed. Do not turn to the old murky ways. Truth stands firm, no matter how others spin it. You do not need them to certify it. You directly see it. Do not tolerate anyone labeling your clarity as error or delusion. Protect the knowledge you have gained. Perhaps you will see individuals close to you showing new, unsettling sides. You might learn your connection with them was an illusion, formed by circumstances rather than genuine love. You might see that those to whom you bared your soul were never truly dedicated to your best interests. But my beloved child, never let that diminish you. You did not err by opening your heart. You were not naive in being compassionate. I am raising you above their reach, guaranteeing they can no longer manipulate your journey. I am removing damaging ties so they cannot harm your progress. This is no failure. This is your true release. Keep in mind that I do not reveal truth just to injure your heart. I do this to offer you a way out of deception. Do not doubt my reason. Do not let tears and words of regret weaken your resolve. You have witnessed it all firsthand. Do not close your eyes again. Once illusions fall, do not let them be pieced together anew. Your adversary recognizes its defeat is near. It tries to breed confusion, fostering guilt so you feel responsible for cutting these ties. But my beloved child, once again, you owe them nothing. You have no obligation to keep silent about wrongdoing or stay loyal to traitors. You have no duty to forgive those who remain unrepentant. This is your hour to choose authenticity. Reject falsehood, embrace liberty, free from the old manipulative cycle. When I clear the path, no blockade remains. Walk on it freely, assured in your sight and hearing. You have clarity. You have heard the words. Now, move confidently. Do not release that clarity. Do not allow your focus to drift back. Brighter and more wondrous things lie ahead than anything you left behind. Step boldly into truth, certain you have escaped this net of lies. Remember, I forewarned you, ensuring you would not be shocked. You have grown, stronger and more perceptive. All who harbored ill will shall be lifted away. All that hinders you will be cut off, and you will proceed, walking in absolute freedom. This is the prelude to a new existence, where no one maneuvers you, no hidden watchers lurk, waiting for a misstep. It is a realm of clarity, of complete liberation, of a renewed you, no longer gullible to sweet but deceitful words. No longer ensnared by lethal bonds. I have observed it all, from the earliest deceptions to the barriers she erected against your progress. She pulled others into her orbit, altering what they believed so they might doubt you and serve her plans. I heard her subtle barbs, her manipulations cloaked in concern, her sly comments laced with malice. She delivered these stories everywhere, distorting facts so thoroughly that even your name sounded foreign in people's ears. She never confronted you openly. Her cunning was too great. She sowed hidden seeds of doubt until your allies began questioning everything about you. She constructed a grand facade of deceit. She created storms of confusion. She shattered once cherished bonds. She let you be on the receiving end of suspicious looks, cold receptions, and hurtful words from those who once showed you kindness. She replaced the warmth they felt for you with suspicion. Your safe places were gone, replaced by distrust. She wanted to isolate you from unwavering friends, for that would sap her influence. Recall those unexplainable periods of loneliness, where it seemed no one fully understood you. They were not coincidences. They stemmed from the crafty untruths she spread. Such is the power of deliberately planted lies. They corrode your connections quietly, leaving you feeling alone. She refused to see you thriving in unreserved acceptance. But again, she made no move I did not notice. No concealed plan exists that I cannot bring to light. Now, as I expose it, all illusions are undone. Those who believed her realize they were tricked. Those who stayed silent drift back, questioning their prior distance. Those who deemed you questionable now see a new side. Her illusions crumble under the force of truth. My child, you might think the damage is irreparable, but never doubt my ability to restore. I do not just highlight evil, I also rebuild what was ruined, bringing restoration to what was taken. Friendships, once shattered, can be renewed. Those who seemed lost can rediscover the bond you once shared. Those who perceived you wrongly can encounter the real you. Best of all, you stand immune to her manipulations from this day forth. This guides you out from the prison of confusion. It invites you to discard any condemnation tied to her schemes. It's time to reclaim your honor, to unearth all she kept hidden. Yet keep close to your heart. It is not about vengeance. I did not turn the spotlight on her so you could hate. I did it so you might be truly free. Let truth be your shield and testimony. No battle is required. No restless need to validate yourself. All who need the truth will seek and find it. All who need to see my hand will recognize it. You need not stoop to her level. I have stepped onto the field in your defense. Stay entrenched in your knowledge of the truth. Resist letting hatred seep into you. Do not let her deeds convince you every person is the same. Some remain honest, some are guided by genuine care. They stand ready to uphold and accompany you. Leave me to finalize what I started. Leave me to gather up the pieces. Leave me to replenish what was drained. Your job is trusting me, moving with calm faith, letting truth direct your steps. You have escaped her realm. Nothing remains that she can conceal from you or hold back from you. Whatever she tried to keep from you now comes forth in abundance. Everything delayed now rushes forward. Look around with clear sight. Listen with acute hearing. Guesswork is over. Clarity has begun. You see the unambiguous truth. Darkness cannot bury it any further. Hence, in the moment your instincts become fact, hold tight to your sense of reality. Let no last illusions perplex you. Prepare, because the scale of the revelation may leave you stunned. You might be speechless, realizing how carefully these illusions were maintained. You might see that your world was permeated by false narratives, and you never realized how extensively they shaped your life. It may feel as though you have awakened from a dream, only to discover a starkly different reality. But do not let it unmoor you. Do not let this jolt upset your course. Your adversary won't easily surrender. It has striven too hard to maintain its grasp on you. When truth shines, it scrambles for new ways to disclaim or minimize. But you must stand unwavering, resisting its feeble attempts at distortion. Remind yourself, you see the truth now. You have no reason to return to illusions. Truth remains, whether recognized by many or few. You need no outside witness, for you have witnessed it firsthand. Reject anyone's attempts to label it fantasy or exaggeration. Uphold your clarity at all costs. You may see once close friends displaying shocking behavior you never anticipated. You might finally grasp that some relationships were mere convenience, lacking real depth. Those you spoke your heart to might not have deserved such trust. Yet do not sink into regret. You made no error by trusting wholeheartedly. You were not foolish to love openly, but I am carrying you to ground they cannot hold you to. I am removing these harmful attachments, guaranteeing they no longer block your trajectory. Far from a tragedy, this is your emancipation. Understand that I reveal these truths so you can step beyond her net. I do it not to multiply your sorrow. Steer clear of manipulative pleas and displays of remorse. You have seen the truth with your own eyes, so do not ignore it. Once illusions dissolve, do not help anyone rebuild them. She knows her time is finished and will attempt to confuse you. She will try to instill guilt to make you feel cruel for leaving. But dear child, remember, you owe her none of that. It is not your role to remain silent or loyal to traitors. You are not obliged to condone their conduct if they show no repentance. This hour invites you to pick truth above all else. Set deceit aside. Embrace genuine liberty. Once I clear the debris, no barrier stands. Move forward with courage. Your eyes are open. Your ears understand. Act on what you know. Cling to the insight I've granted. Refuse to look back. Your future outshines anything behind you. So walk boldly into this new era, certain you have shaken off the last of her deceptions. Reflect on my warnings. See how I have guided you here. You are sturdier, more discerning. Those who meant you harm will drift away. All that hinders you will be removed. You will advance, and you will advance unbound. This commences a renewed life, where you are neither puppeted nor ambushed. No presence waits in the shadows, longing for your stumble. It is a life defined by truth, by liberation, by a version of yourself that is wiser, no longer susceptible to charming but treacherous words, no longer caught in stifling bonds. Draw near to me, my beloved. Seek me wholeheartedly, and I will show you each step forward. This is not the time to wander alone or guess which way to go. Fix your eyes upon me, and your heart will brim with clarity. Your path will be lit, free of hindrances or darkness. You need not grope in confusion or wage solitary battles for direction. I already hold the map, seeing the steps before you arrive. I know what you cannot foresee. I grasp what you do not yet comprehend. Let your soul rest in me. Let your mind find stillness in my presence. I will speak if you allow me. I will reveal mysteries you have not understood. My child, pray. Do not limit your communion with me to only the dark times. Do not wait until all is lost to seek me. Let me be your safe haven even in prosperity. For when you consistently seek me, your steps do not wander. Tell me your innermost thoughts. Do not conceal your anguish or confusion. You have no need to hide or sugarcoat your struggles. I already perceive them. I know each fear, each worry, each silent question. When you cry out to me, I do not merely listen, I intervene. When you look for me, I do not just notice you, I guide you. When you decide to walk with me, doubt fades and confidence soars. You will not be paralyzed by uncertainty or dread for tomorrow. I understand your dilemmas, your pending decisions. I see the loneliness you feel, the doubt that perhaps no one genuinely supports you. But remember, I am forever by your side. I never left. You are neither isolated nor abandoned. Pursue me not only for provisions, but to discover my heart. Do not just search for answers. Search for the author of your destiny. Don't focus merely on your path. Focus on drawing closer to me. Because as you pursue me, a peace will envelop you that no earthly force can replicate. You will experience an assurance unbreakable by any adversity. You will observe that your previous losses were in fact new opportunities, that your past endings were actually new beginnings, that your pain was your preparation. Reject fear of the unknown. Do not fret over the future. You lack no clarity that is critical right now. Simply recall I keep you in my hands, that I shelter you in my promises. Counteract any anxious thought that attempts to anchor you in place, robbing your confidence to act. When you genuinely trust me, relinquishing your burdens, relinquishing your attempts at total control, you will witness an alignment of events far beyond your imagining. My child, I am your guide and protector. Nothing happens outside my awareness or allowance. No adversary can thwart the blueprint I penned for your life. Even when trials assail your confidence, even when others test your resolve, I still forge ahead, clearing your route, ensuring your victory. Keep seeking me, even if words fail you. Keep returning to me, even if you think you have nothing left to say. Sit quietly in my presence. Let your soul find rest. In that silence, I will fill you. In that quest, I will respond. In that prayer, I will work. Never forget, you do not walk alone. Never forget, I have enveloped you in my care. You do not need every answer at once. Trust is enough. Because if you pursue me, if you rely on me, you will never lose your way. Now lift your plea to me. Lord, please awaken my eyes to perceive truth. Expand my mind to discern friend from foe, authenticity from pretense. Prevent me from being swayed by flattery layered in deceit. Grant me wisdom so I do not become ensnared by those planning evil against me. Righteous God, bring every concealed lie into the open. Pull the veil from every hidden plot, so I will not be held captive in confusion another day. Almighty One, surround me with your fire so I am guarded against toxic words, sly strategies, and snares lurking to harm me. Shield my thoughts from manipulation, my heart from being tricked, and my entire being from individuals who thirst for my downfall. My precious child, now you have seen the truth. What once lurked in shadow now stands exposed beneath my light. You are no longer bound. You are no longer blind. You have stepped into clarity, and clarity will demand courage. But remember this, you do not walk forward alone. I am with you in every step, every silence, every severing, and every new beginning. What was spoken here was not just revelation, it was liberation. And this is only the beginning of what I will continue to unfold. So return to this place often. Let this channel be your altar, your compass, your place of realignment, because I am not done speaking. Subscribe not to a voice of man, but to a stream of divine insight that I am pouring through these moments. Turn on the notifications, not for routine, but to ensure you never miss when I'm calling your name again. Share this, not for approval, but because someone else you love is still ensnared in the same darkness, and your obedience may be their freedom. Come back hungry, come back listening, come back brave. For each time you return, I will meet you again with more truth, more fire, and more of the freedom your soul was created for. Until then, stand firm, walk free, and never again settle for the silence of deception when I've called you to the sound of truth. Amen.